All right. Let's get this on. All right. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to mobility class. If you're doing this later on throughout the day, I'm going to be kind of explaining what equipment you'll be needing. So if you guys can see off to the side, I've wrote in the description. The first half of this class today isn't going to require any equipment at all. It's going to require just a couch or chair. We will also be utilizing you need some kind of strap. So I personally have a resistance band I'll be using. If you have a yoga strap, if you have a belt that you can use, anything that's long that you can hold around your foot, we'll be doing some stretching with that later. And then you'll also need some kind of pillow or mat. It's going to add in some comfort for your knees as we get going today. All right, I see some of you guys popping on here. Perfect. Sorry for getting a minute started late here. I actually had a bird fly in my apartment a few minutes ago. Nice little start to a Thursday here. So we'll be starting off with some good deep stretching in the beginning of class today. At the very end of class, guys, we will be using some equipment. So for those of you guys who have foam rollers at home, maybe a lacrosse ball or tennis balls, we'll be using those at the very end. If you don't have them, don't stress about that. Maybe you can find something in your house that will work. Sometimes a frozen water bottle will kind of serve as a mini foam roller. If you have some type of ball in the house, you'll be able to use that. Again, my name is Kayla. I know we'll have people kind of join throughout. If you are participating with me, please drop a comment. Let me know. And if not, if you do this later, please also let me know if you enjoyed it, okay? All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and start with some stretching here. Please know before we get started, while we're working on our flexibility and our mobility, today I want you to push yourself to the point that you feel the stretch, but I don't want you to be in any pain today, okay? We're already sitting at home a lot now. We want to really listen to our body, so I want you to feel like on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe like a 5 to 6 today. We don't want to be at that higher range today, okay? All right, to start off, guys, we're going to be using a couch, or you want some type of surface that you can put your foot up on. So whether that's a low step or a chair that you have near you, okay? You're going to also want a pillow. We're going to be doing a couch stretch, which is going to be great for our hip flexors because all day long we're sitting down and we want to be able to stretch out those hip flexors. So I'm going to pull a pillow down from my couch here. And what I want you to do, we're going to start with our right leg up. So give yourself some space to set up. I want you to take your back foot, we're going to rest it on top of the couch here, and I want you to scoot your knee as close to the couch as you feel comfortable. Now from here, we're going to gently bring that left leg up into a lunge, and I want you to keep your core tight here, pull those shoulders back, and I want you to act like you've got an imaginary string on this pelvis and you're pulling that forward. So I'm feeling that stretch down my hip flexor. From here, we're going to hold this stretch for a whole minute. So I want you to focus on your breathing. Go ahead and close those eyes when you get to this position. Close your eyes, push this hip forward. Feel that stretch here. If you're somebody that would rather hold their arms up above their head, that's completely fine. Try to breathe in through your nose. Long exhale here. I know this might be uncomfortable for most of us here. Feeling that stretch. Might not be able to hear my music really well. I'll turn it up in just a little bit. If you'd like to listen to your own, I usually listen to, I've got like a nice acoustic playlist going on right now. We have 20 more seconds in this stretch. If you can push that hip a little bit further, you're going to feel more of that stretch. Again, sitting around a level 6 right now on a scale of 1 to 10. 3, 2, and 1. Slowly relax here. You can put your hands down on the floor if you'd like. We're going to go ahead and switch that knee. Switching our left knee back again, kind of getting that close to the couch. And then we're taking our right leg up. Walk yourself up. Now you might have one side that's tighter. This side's a lot tighter for me. So again, ease into that stretch. Let's go ahead and imagine that imaginary string here pulling you forward. Again, you can have hands rested on your hips. Again, you can hold a pose above your head if you'd like. Deep breaths. And I encourage you not to skip past this one if this one's not your favorite stretch. Again, with us sitting all day, our hip flexors are really tight. Make sure your knee is comfortable. If you don't have a pillow, if you can just roll up a mat or something underneath that knee. We have 20 seconds left, so again, imagine pulling that string a little bit tighter if you can, being around a level 6. 3, 2, and 1. Again, let's bring those hands down to the floor. We'll gently untuck that knee, and we'll go ahead and sit right up here. Now, for the next one, guys, you're going to need some space here. We're going to be getting into a downward dog position. Scoot this back a little bit. Right. Looks like not a lot of viewers right now, guys. Hopefully you'll be doing this later in the evening after our workouts. All right, for our next stretch here, hopefully you guys enjoyed that one, felt that one. This next one, you'll still want to keep that pillow near you. Maybe if you have a yoga block or anything, I'm going to go ahead and get a pillow for this one. We're going to be doing a pigeon stretch. So if you're familiar with a pigeon stretch, when we get into this position, at the very end, we're going to be on the floor like this, okay? So my pleasure is going to help you get comfortable. What I like to start on our stomach, hands underneath our shoulder. We're going to push up into a nice gentle cobra. It can be with your forearms instead, that's fine. And from here, I want you to push yourself back into downward dog. So hips are up in the air. We're feeling that stretch. If you want to pedal those heels, you can. And when you're ready, I want you to lift your right leg back. And then we're going to slide it through underneath our chest so that my shin is as perpendicular as I can with my body here. And then you can bring that pillow near you. We're going to bring it down to our forearms. So if you need a higher surface, that's fine. You can always sit up a little taller. But we're going to hold this for a minute. So I want you to find a relaxing position. Relax your neck. As you start to feel that stretch, you can slowly sink a little deeper into it. So focus on that breathing. You should feel this in your right hip and glute right now. We're halfway. More seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Let's take those hands under those shoulders. Let's go ahead and bring that leg straight back. We'll come back down into that cobra. Give it a second to recover. Push yourself up to that cobra again. Hopefully that felt nice. We're trying to loosen up those hips. We're going to push our hips back now into downward dog. You can pedal those heels again if you would like. And then let's take that left leg up. We're going to slide it underneath our chest again. Some of us might be a little further back. That's okay. Bring it up to where you're comfortable. And again, bring that pillow or whatever you have, yoga block. Maybe you don't need one at all. That's completely fine. I'm working on getting lower to the floor here. Let's go ahead and hold this for a minute. Turn my music up a little bit. Again, you should feel this in your left glute and hip. Hi, whoever just joined. I think Lori just joined. We've got all the Loris on. We're holding this pigeon stretch, guys. Again, we've got about 40 seconds left. Focus on your breathing. Focus on relaxing that body. Relax that leg back. Again, we'll come one more time down into our cobra. So we're going to lift ourselves up. And this time, let's bring it back into a child's pose. Reach those arms in front of you. Good. Now, where you guys are at, go ahead and stay in the position you're at. I'm going to turn so you guys can see me a little bit easier. We're going to be doing a frog stretch next. So we've worked kind of on our hip flexors, our glutes, stretching that out. We're going to go ahead and work on stretching out our adductors, okay? Especially if you've been doing a lot of body weight classes lately. Your quads are probably really sore, maybe your calves if you've been walking. So we're going to do a frog stretch. Keep that pillow or yoga block near you. Again, this is going to kind of help you get into a comfortable position. So on that frog stretch, we're going to spread our knees here into wherever, again, that level 6 is for you. You can go a little bit, again, knowing your body. If you're used to stretching, you can go a little bit more than that, but we want to go gradually into this stretch. So I'm going to bring my pillow out in front of me. We're going to slowly bring ourselves down to our forearms. From here, you can either sit in this position or you can slowly rock back and forth through this stretch, okay? All right, so we're starting our minute here. As you feel more comfortable, you can slowly let those knees widen a little bit more. Remember, we're not trying to do any crazy stretch here. Don't push it too hard. If you are moving back and forth, think about pushing in the harder portion of the movement, and then inhale as you kind of recover here, okay? Ten more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Carefully come out of that stretch. We don't want to do it too quickly here. All right, now the reason that you can kind of keep that yoga block and pillow near you again is for your head for the next movement. I want everybody to go ahead and grab that either yoga strap, maybe you have a belt, like a simple dress belt will do, or like I said, anything that's long enough that you can hold onto with both hands and also get across your foot, okay? We're going to do a hamstring stretch today. I can turn my music down for a second so you guys can hear me. We're going to do it a little bit differently than maybe you're used to here. So let's turn that up. All right. So on this stretch, if you would like a headrest, you're going to have your head set onto a pillow or a block. And from here, guys, we're going to have that strap. We're going to take it, whatever you have, a belt or a strap, across that right foot. Now, what we're going to do for mobility class today are 10 leg lifts. So on those leg lifts, watch me just for now. I'm going to keep my knee as straight as possible, flexing my toes toward my face. I will pull this up. I'm going to hold this for about 2 to 3 seconds. Then I'm going to let it come back to the ground, keeping my core tight, bring it back up, again with that 2 to 3 seconds. We're going to do 10 leg lifts, and then on our very last one, I am going to have you hold that position, and we're going to hold it for 30 seconds at the end of that stretch, okay? So this is going to take some patience. I will be counting reps. Stay with me if you can. If not, feel free to go at your own pace, okay? All right, let me turn this music up if you guys can hear it. I put the music toward the wall. Maybe you guys can hear it a little bit better than by being by the laptop. All right, guys, let's go ahead and start with that right foot. So let's get that core tight, neck relaxed, and let's go ahead and bring that leg up. So I'm walking it up, leg straight, 2 to 3 seconds, and then right back down. Bring it back up for rep 2, and down. 3, and down. 4, again, kind of pulling a little bit tighter, feeling that stretch, and down. 5, back down. 6, and down. 7, and down. 8, we're almost there for that hold. I know, stay patient with me. 9, good, more and more of that stretch. Get ready for that hold, guys. Let's go ahead and bring it up. Decide if you want to hold with one or both hands. go for 30 seconds. Push those shoulders into the floor, relax that neck. Let's keep that leg straight. If you feel like it's starting to get easy again, lower that leg a little bit more and straighten that leg out. Focus on your breathing here. Four, three, two, and one. Gently walk that leg down. When you get to the bottom, let's go ahead and let that left leg seal it from our right. Okay, perfect. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side. You might feel a lot tighter on your left side compared to your right, and that's okay. So let's go ahead and start with our left leg with our first lift. Flexing those toes, pulling them up, and relax. Right back up. Down. Up for 3. And down. 4. Down. Again, making sure we're keeping those toes flexed, really feel that stretch. 5. And down. 6. Down. 7. Down. I'm feeling it a lot on this left leg. 8. Down. 9. Down, and let's get ready for that hold. Let's bring it up. We're going to push those shoulders to the floor. Focus on that deep breathing. And feel that stretch. Again, let's try to keep a level that we feel that stretch in our leg and we're not bending that knee. Seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Gently relax that leg down to the floor. Let's go ahead while we're down here. Let's go ahead and push those feet together. Open our legs to a butterfly stretch here for a second. Take a deep breath. And let's hug those knees in toward our chest. We're going to do small rocks side to side. And slowly bring it up to seated position, however you feel comfortable. All right, everybody. So that concludes part of the beginning of the stretches that we have today. We have 10 minutes of class. I may run a little bit past because I want to show you guys who have foam rollers and lacrosse balls, which you can do at home. A tennis ball will work as well. Please know, even if you don't have that equipment, feel free to watch and see if you have anything around your house that will work for some of these movements, okay? So I'm going to move you guys a little bit closer to the wall here. All right. So you guys can see my wall space. All right. We're going to start off with some lacrosse ball or tennis ball movement. So if you have something near you, maybe you have a dog at home. I know we had a member the other day who took his dog's tennis ball to use this, which was fantastic. I want you guys to find a comfortable seated position. Let's go and bring this down. And we're going to start off, we're going to relax our chest. A lot of times while we're working at a desk, we're internally rotated. So we want to relax that chest a little bit so we can feel better pulling those shoulders back. So let's go ahead and I've got a lacrosse ball here. I'm going to take it in the palm of my hand. A tennis ball or anything will work. I'm going to start on the left side of my chest. We're staying underneath our clavicle and just working on one side right now. So I'm going to slowly do small circles into my chest. We'll do 30 seconds on each side today, but I want you to push as much pressure as you feel comfortable. You might be surprised if you're sore here. I know I'm feeling sore by my shoulders from all the planks and push-ups from all these workouts. Good. Take a deep breath. Close your eyes if you need. 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and slowly bring it over to the other side. Same thing. If you need to put both hands, if you're not getting enough pressure, feel free to. You don't have to do as fast of rolls as I'm doing. If you want to just kind of hold it in a tight spot, that's also okay. We've got about 5 seconds left. 3, 2, and 1. Relax. We're going to do a little stretch following that, just so you guys can kind of feel. I want you to be up by a corner of a wall. So you might not be able to see me on this. Hopefully you have a door frame or something near you here. I'm going to use the corner of my wall. And let's see where it's going to be best for you guys to see. Probably right here. So your arm is going to be in a 90-degree position. We're going to keep our elbow in line with our shoulder. And I want you to come up against the wall for a chest stretch. So I'm going to have a lunge position. I've got my elbow in my shoulder, and I'm pushing my palm flat into the wall. Hopefully you guys can kind of see that here. And I'm feeling that stretch right along my chest. I want you guys to hold this here for 30 seconds. We don't want to feel our chest way out here. We want to keep our body nice and straight, keep that core tight. Take a deep breath. We have 5 seconds left. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. You guys are going to have to see me going this way. Unfortunately, on this one, you can't really see the front of my chest since I don't have a corner here, but we're going to switch arms. So again, get that 90 degrees. Hit a lunge on the opposite side now, and we're going to push our palm and elbow into the wall, feeling that stretch along our chest. 3, 2, and 1. Gently relax there. So already, hopefully you're feeling a little bit like you can pull those shoulders back a little bit more. I will tell you when you're doing that at home, especially after this video, if you have time, do it again, because the more that you do it, it's going to open up that chest even more. We're doing a short and condensed time just so I can show you guys some of the things that you can do at your house. So keep that tennis or lacrosse ball near you as well as a wall surface. We're going to be hitting our shoulder blades. So I want you to think about if maybe you've had some tension in the recent week. I want you to think about right kind of off to the side of that shoulder blade, maybe even around your trap area. I want you to come up against a wall. We're going to take that ball, and I want you to place it right back near that shoulder blade. If you have a tennis ball, it's going to be softer. Lacrosse ball is going to be a little bit harder on that spot. Now, if you've never done this before, you want to, again, still keep that core engaged, focus on the breathing. I'm stepping away from the wall a little bit. You can sit on a tender spot, or you can do small, gentle rolls. What I want you to make sure, though, is you're not feeling white hot pain. If you're on a nerve, you might need to maneuver over a little bit more. You want to feel discomfort, but again, not that white hot pain. So let's go ahead and do 30 seconds on this side here. I'm going to turn my music back up. You can start on whichever side you prefer. Another thing I have a lot of people in my class do, if you would like, you can take that arm, the side that you're on, straight, and you can slowly lift it up to the ceiling and relax it back down, working that shoulder blade against that tennis or lacrosse ball, or maybe you found something else in your household. Good. Fill that belly with air. Relax your neck. 3, 2, and 1. You have 2 options here. You can completely reset on the other side, or if you have a good spot, you can slowly roll over onto the wall. Ladies, just be careful if you have hair that you're not getting it caught behind. Again, find that spot. I'm going to go ahead and do those arm lifts. I like the way that it feels. Loosening up, some of our back tightness here. If you have any injuries, maybe you have rotator cuff surgery or anything, please know your limits here. I think I've rolled too low on the wall. I'm going to reset myself. 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Again, if this is feeling good and you would like to continue on while I move on to the next movement, that's completely fine. Or again, this video is going to be posted so that I want you to come back to this. Where I say 30 seconds, go ahead and do a minute. All these can pretty much be done longer. We're just doing it shorter, again, to get through some together. Now, I know some of you guys have probably felt some glute tightness, or at least tight in your hips from some of the workouts you've been doing. I know personally, I woke up, for the longest time, I didn't believe bodyweight exercise could make me so sore. I'm much more into strength training, but after yesterday, if you did my boot camp class, my glutes are really sore today, which is good. So we're going to work some of that soreness out. I want you to think about your glute medius. So we're not getting right back in the behind your bottom, and we're not doing right off the side. We're kind of find that in between. I want just one hip against the wall. So same thing, I'm going to kind of walk away from the wall. I'm going to lean into that wall, and if you don't find anything right away, I guarantee you'll probably find something. Roll around for a second, put some pressure in there, and when you find that spot, it'll kind of feel like a knot or a little bit of tightness. You have, again, that option to sit and just breathe through it, or you can do small, gentle rolls, okay? So let's go ahead and start there, 30 seconds on each side. This one might be kind of uncomfortable. It's going to feel really good after, though, I promise. And guys, because I don't think I have too many live people on the feed from what I can see, I'm going to go a little bit over with this today just because I want to show you guys a little bit more. So if you can't stay that whole time, please feel free to get off and maybe you can resume this later. But that way when this posts, I want to have a full mobility class for everybody. Good. We're going to go ahead and switch sides. So you can just roll that on over. Same thing. You want to find that spot. Definitely found mine really easy today. This side I might kind of have to just sit into. And I kind of mentioned it earlier, if you don't have a lacrosse ball, it won't work for everything, but if you freeze a water bottle, that could kind of assist you. I'm trying to think of other items we might have in our household. If anybody has any fun ideas that they're using, please comment, let us know. Good. Go ahead and relax. For this next one, let's go ahead and do one more with the lacrosse balls today. I want you to take it. Make sure you have your shoes slipped off. We're going to take that ball on the floor. You can hold onto the wall here, and we're going to do small, gentle rolls on our feet. Let's see. I'm trying to get where you guys can see my full body here. Well, kind of. You're going to do small rolls. If you've never done this before, again, careful not to put all of your weight into it. You can choose how much pressure you would like. But if you're doing a lot of walking and jogging right now, there you go, you can see me a little bit more. If you're doing a lot of walking and jogging, depending on what type of shoes you have, I know I've been feeling a little bit more discomfort in the balls of my feet, especially when I'm trying to do like faster walks around the neighborhood. Okay, getting that arch of that foot, find where you feel that tightness. Good. Let's go ahead and switch feet. If the foot that you're on feels really good, though, feel free to stay there. Again, it is 12:30. If you have a call to hop on, I'm going to continue on probably at least 5 minutes past, probably end around 12:35. It's great. You guys can see me here. I can't see you. So if you're still rolling at that foot, you're in a, don't be afraid of making noises. This is uncomfortable sometimes. Maybe you're doing this as a family. Good. Let's go ahead and relax here, guys. We're going to bring it down the floor. As promised, I wanted to bust out my foam roller for anyone that does have a foam roller. So let's go back to our original position here. All right. So, for those of you guys at home that do have a foam roller, I'm going to take you through just a few movements here. We're going to try to do about 30 seconds on each side. Like I said, I'll be going a few minutes past. If you don't have a foam roller, this is a point that you can kind of end the video if you would like, or maybe you just want to watch this to learn. Some people are using, like I said, a frozen water bottle as a foam roller. If you have any kind of like tubing or anything that you can kind of that will roll with you as you do this, you can also use it. So get creative if you can. We're gonna go ahead and start off with our quads. Our quads are getting a lot of attention in these weeks with running, with squats, any kind of body weight challenges. So let's go ahead and ease some of our muscle tension. So from here, guys, if you're new to this, I'm gonna set my hips right down on top of that foam roller. I'm gonna walk it out onto my forearms, and from here, I'm gonna walk it out into a plank. See, I'll scoot back so you guys can see a little bit more. And what I want you to do is focus from your hip flexors to right above your knees. So my core is still engaged. I'm making sure that my hips are not sagging. I don't want to see like this. So we don't want to hang out here. We want to keep those hips up. If you have one quad that's a little tighter than the other, you can add a little bit more pressure to one side. And again, as always, try to breathe nice and normal. Do 5 more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. From here, guys, let's go ahead and slide that foam roller out to our left side, or whichever side you'd like to start with. We're going to come down to our stomach. If you do have that pillow near you and you want a headrest, that's completely fine. You don't need it here. You're going to take that left leg, or whichever leg you chose, 90 degrees. We're going to plop it on top of our foam roller. And from here, let's get comfortable. We want to make sure we're not feeling any pressure in our back or our neck. And we're going to roll the inside of our thighs. So remember that frog stretch we did earlier? We're going to kind of target that area now. So again, relax, pushing and pulling. You can get more inner thigh, or you can push it and get closer to your knee. That's where I have some more tension, so I'll stay there. Nice job, guys. I see I've had some people do. I don't know if anybody's actually doing it right now. If you're doing this later at home, please comment. Let me know if you're doing the mobility sessions. If you're sore this week from any workouts. Good. Go ahead and relax. We're going to switch over to the other side. So the same thing, just in case you can't see my leg here. 90 degrees. Flopping that leg across. Relaxing down on the floor. You can always angle that knee down toward the floor a little bit to get a little bit more pressure. We have 10 more seconds here. And go ahead and relax nice and easy. Now, I had us do our inner thighs. If you're doing this on your own later tonight, I'm not here to encourage you, so I really ask that you just try to get this done, especially if you're running or jogging right now. But we're going to get our IT band, kind of our outer thigh region, again, if you're doing a lot of walking or jogging. If you're new to this one, you might have a different foam roller than me. I've got one with grooves on it. It's a little bit harder. Maybe you have an actual foam one, or maybe you have a difficult one as well, or a smaller one. Just be careful on this. We're going to place this kind of coming down into a side plank. So I'm going to let my, right about mid-thigh, and just right on the outer thigh here, fall down onto that foam roller, and I'm going to bring myself down, elbow underneath my shoulder into a side plank. Now from here you can have that top leg out in front of you to take off some pressure, or if you like the pressure, you can keep your feet overlapped. But from here, you're going to again find where you feel all that tension. Is it up by your hip? Is it further down by your knee? Rolling out all that tension. Again, try to relax your neck if you can. Try to breathe nice and even. If 30 seconds is too much, this one can be hard for most people. Again, take it easy, know your limits. And slowly relax. We're going to go ahead and switch to the other side. Let's go ahead and get that done. Again, let's see where we're at on time here. Just going a little bit past. Let's go ahead and go to our left side. So again, mid-thigh, I'm taking my leading leg out in front of me. I'm pushing and pulling myself along that leg. So it is a little shoulder work, so if you're a little sore here, you might have to take that time down. We only have 10 seconds, so you can make it. 3, 2, and 1. Relax. We're going to finish with one final one. This one will be quick. We're going to go ahead and roll out our back. If you, ladies or anybody with long hair, make sure your hair is up so that it's not getting tangled underneath. Or if you have a loose shirt, we're going to slowly set the foam roller right underneath our shoulder blades. I want you to take your feet flat on the floor, hands behind your head. We're going to gently lift our hips just a little bit off the floor, and we're going to push and pull ourselves from mid-back to right up top by our traps. So I'm relaxing myself over that foam roller. Not making sure not to go too low here. You can even reach those arms if you feel like you have good neck control. And at the very end of the stretch, if you'd like to set your hips down and get that, again, that foam roller right under your shoulder blades, you can do a reach behind you, feeling that stretch in your lats. Good. Gently bring that on up. Regardless if you have a foam roller, if you're still watching, let's go ahead and sit up nice and tall. Let's finish with a nice little deep breath together. Thank you if you're staying a little bit past time. Again, if you're doing this later on in the evening, just do whatever you can. The first half was, again, no equipment. You just need a couch and a wall near you. Second half is going to have that lacrosse ball, tennis ball, and a foam roller, okay? Let's go ahead and have palms up. Pull those shoulder blades, shoulders back and away from your ears. Take a deep breath here. Let's take that right ear down toward your right shoulder. Back up to center, over to our left ear. And relax. Thank you guys so much for taking mobility class today, regardless if you have any equipment at home. Super important during this time as we're doing all of these more intense workouts, all these bodyweight workouts, and sitting in our home more. It's really important to make sure that we're taking care of our body. If you have any questions or you need some alterations for yourself doing mobility at home, feel free to drop a comment, let me know you participate, and if you have any questions, okay? Thank you, and again, my name is Kayla. Hope you enjoyed mobility today. And happy Thursday.